Hi, David Martin with this ICB special as we're continuing here profiling the Expo here in Columbus, Ohio, and I am so thankful to be joined with an absolute legend of the industry, the one, the only Bill Grant. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. We're here at the Arnold Classic. You got to feel good when you're here.
I have to ask you, where do we start with your illustrious career, from what you did in black bodybuilding, for putting people on the map? I mean, how does it feel to be back here, to always be well, people are always looking for you? I mean, how does this feel just to be back once again?
It's great, man. Hey, listen, I tell all the other athletes, too, it's like any sport, the fans, man, they make us who we are. Of course, we do all the work, but without the fans, we don't get that notoriety. So I always thank the fans first. You know, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts, because without your support, we don't make it. Just look around here at the Arnold Classic. If these people didn't come, what would we have? And
you're absolutely right.
They're big fans of Arnold's. They're big fans of bodybuilding. So these are the ones that are supporting us. It's like any other sport. You gotta treat the fans with respect.
And you must say, in terms of experience, there's a lot of other competitions, but I don't think any competition or any showcase comes close to this spectacle here in Columbus, Ohio, sir.
You're right. It is a spectacle, and there is nothing that comes closer. Matter of fact, I was just up at a awards presentation Arnold and we're doing, and Arnold said there was going to be 200,000 spectators here this weekend. I don't know of any other bodybuilding event in the world that's this big. Well, guess what? It's Arnold Schwarzenegger, man.
You're exactly right.
My buddy, man, from the old days at Venice Beach, man.
There you go. And I want to ask all those people doing this in Chicago, those who remember, just remind people of some of those unbelievable moments you had in your career, or some of those great times you had as you were starting off.
Well, you know what? I got to tell you, when I won my first bodybuilding show ever, that was the deal, man. Bodybuilding competition I ever did, and I won it. But now, when I won the Mr. America, it was absolutely electrifying. I had a friend of mine in the audience, Jerry Branham, and he was with his mother. I was about 24 at the time. And it's just like when you see the Miss America win the title, she's in tears. It was me. And, you know, hey, I have no qualms about talking about it. I was in tears, man. You have to understand, it took me 12 years to win that show. So to actually win the Mr. America, I was excited. And it was one of the best wins ever, besides the Mr. World and besides being inducted into the Muscle Beach Hall of Fame.
That's tremendous, and that's an accolade much well-deserved. I must ask you here, sir, there has been a few questions, I know, back in Venice Beach and many years ago, about how it was for blacks getting started in bodybuilding. If you could elaborate on what the atmosphere was like and what it entailed for someone of color at that time to get involved and make it to the next level.
Yeah, you know, I really got to call it as it is. It was a real rough go being black in bodybuilding, because I remember back in the days we weren't allowed to win the Mr. America, and Chris Dickerson was the first black Mr. America, and you know, it was great. I mean, because it was tough. And, I mean, we've had a tough go with a lot of things, and I'm not saying people owe us anything, but, you know, we want to be a part. We're a part of America. We want to be a part of everything that goes on here. And bodybuilding is our love, and, you know, I think we've showed today that we're worthy of it.
Well said, and thanks to people like you, icons like Flex Wheeler, so many have helped change that to where it is today.
Oh, yeah, it's been great. Just look at the Lee Haney, 8-time Mr. Olympia. Sergio Oliva, 3-time Mr. Olympia. I mean, it goes on and on. Ronnie Coleman, 8-time Mr. Olympia.
And Lee Haney and Ronnie Coleman were the ones I meant to Memphis. I said Flex, especially Lee Haney, but what he did for the industry as well. You guys were the backbone and the foundation, I think, of the diversity and things changing with where things are now in the sport.
Well, I think that's great, too, because I always try and, you know, give something back. I was a part of a great program that was going on at Newark, at the Newark YMCA. It was called the Sports Legends. We went around to the kids in the inner city to talk to the kids about staying out of gangs, going to school, doing all the right things. That was really good. For me, it's like my notoriety now could get other kids and other people to do the right thing, and we're showing them how it's supposed to be done. So it feels good when these things are going on.
And thank you so much for that. So real quick before we go, let those folks in Chicagoland and on the East Coast across the country know what you're up to now. I know you're a part of a lot and some potential projects coming up in the summer for you ever heard about.
Well, I'll talk a little bit about the movie. I'm slated to do a movie sometime in April. It might not happen. You know how the movie business works.
Yes.
They can say you're going to do a movie in April. It doesn't happen until June. Yes. But I am slated. This movie is going to go on, and the name of the movie is Meat Locker. We're going to be shooting in Detroit and in Tampa, Florida. I'm very happy about that. And all the other things that have been going on are great. I have my own bodybuilding show, in New Jersey.
Well deserved.
Not in New Jersey, in Pennsylvania. I'm sorry. It's called the Bill Grant Classic. It's going to be held in Allentown on July 16th. It's an outdoor event, and believe it or not, it's almost big like this. We get 150,000 spectators. It's a 3-day event. We have about 48 different athletic events. So I'm trying to mirror Arnold. This is my 6th year holding the bodybuilding show, and we get a lot of TV coverage, newspaper coverage, the whole 9 yards. If people want to see what's going on, they could go to my Facebook site, Bill Grant, or they could go to my website, BillGrant.net, and they can get all the information about who Bill Grant is. If you don't know who I am, I have like a 52-page website. You can see about 350 photos of myself and with the great Arnold Schwarzenegger, with some movie stars and other bodybuilders. Listen, I love this sport, man, and I love promoting it.
And your energy and the way you promote gives it a better story than anybody other. Mr. Grant, ICB News in downtown Chicago, and myself want to personally thank you for your time and for elaborating on all these great stories and news that you have for us. And we're going to try to make that show coming up in July.
Well, thanks, David. And I'm proud to be on this show, and I'm glad we're spreading the news about bodybuilding. And all you people out there in Chicago, hey, I might be coming to your town near you. In Chicago. Might be Chicago proper, might be outside of Chicago, but watch out. I might be there.
Absolutely terrific, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, David.